All right, so the topic was sex and marriage, and he says, let me get it ready. Let me get it ready.
I gotta hear this
because it was a little bit of broken English, but I'm gonna put that
Fix it up, man.
to autocorrect. Autocorrect be making you look real crazy out here. So this comes from Uncle. I ain't gonna say it.
Okay.
One of the uncles in the family,
Mm.
and he says that it's either two things. It's one of two things you can elect to be in a marriage. You can either be a suffering man. Doesn't sound too.
Yeah, that don't sound pleasing at all.
No. Or you could be a dead man, which is probably worse than suffering.
Those are the two options?
Even.
I don't know, actually.
Sounds about even.
Tell me there's a third option here?
Usually when you suffering and being tortured, you prefer death.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
but there's a third option here.
no, this was a two.
So you dead or the walking dead?
I think we
So,
gonna.
wait a minute.
I think we gonna insert
wait.
option 3 because
Either suffering. Wait a minute. What was the topic though?
So you dead or you dead?
the topic was. Yeah, you know, let's play a game real quick. You already guessed it. Be Hill and the listeners out there. Let's play a game real quick. So the topic was sex and marriage. What do you, the listeners, and Be Hill, think the definition of a suffering man is, and the definition of a dead man in context to sex and marriage? Oh, what a good game! I wish I didn't tell you. I want you to play too.
Hey, because you know I'm coming out the gate knowing what that's
I
about.
was like, how did this
I
thing know?
already know what that is.
Well, come
How
on
did
to
you
hear.
know?
Come on to hear.
First off, I want to hear what your guess is. You know what the context
If sex
is.
and marriage and
You can either
suffering
be
or dead,
a
man.
suffering man or a dead man. What do you think the suffering
And
man
then I'm gonna
is?
tell
the
them what I told you
suffering
earlier.
means that I'm assuming off the top of the head
Go
that
ahead.
you're with a woman, she's attractive, but y'all sex life is like terrible, or you don't have sex at all, or like, or the dead man in the sexual plot is like you fucking having sex with someone else. I'm thinking, just here together, dead. I mean, like, nothing void. I don't really get it.
Hey man, so
Hey, he was kinda close with both of them,
let me
man.
tell you what I told him. Let me tell you what I told him when he brought this to my attention. I said, okay, so I'm assuming the suffering man is like, yes, you're not getting it like that.
Yeah.
So therefore, the dead man is the one that's going to stepping out. You done came and got your head busted because you done got caught up. That's
Right.
how I got to define it.
Like it has to be somewhere in that realm.
I don't see it being nothing else other than that.
Right. It has to be something in there. Either I've been stepped out, getting ready to step out, or I want to step out. I mean, I just want to step out so bad. Like,
Well, you only gonna be a dead man if you actually do it. I
Right,
don't
you
see
actually
you being
do
a
it.
dead man no other
Perfectly
way.
explained.
You
I
gonna
like
do
that.
it and get caught.
I
So
like
y'all ready
that.
for the answer?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
So the suffering man, he states, I can't read this verbatim because it won't make any sense. Paraphrasing, the suffering man is when you got to wait and plead and be patient, and when your wife is ready to give you some, she'll give you some.
That sounds so bad.
It sounds terrible. A
That-
dead man is when you go out and cheat and get caught, and finally she don't forgive you and the marriage is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he says that if you love her,
You're gonna suffer.
you will elect to be a suffering man because she's worth the wait.
I always say
Wait.
to
The
this
weight
man-
of what?
Really, nigga?
Right, I'm tired. I'm tired of him. You not talk to me like that again. I'm supposed to sit here and do what? Get greasy palms all the time because I love her? If she loved me, she give me some fucking pussy.
Oh my
no,
God.
I'm dead then.
But I was mad that Wayne hit it the nail on the head
He
out the
did,
gate
he
though.
did.
So please, man, can you elaborate? Get the fuck out of here!
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
How did you know what it was?
Hey,
Right off the
listen.
gate.
Come on, pussy.
Hell no. Hell no.
Because you love her, you better wait 2.5 weeks when she want to be sexy. And you already ready to come. You nutted 2 weeks ago.
Hold on.
You gonna come
This
quick and
motherfucker over
straight
here
judge.
hit it on the head too. You are not gonna bring that negativity over here. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I rebuke you.
Called you a pussy.
We are not about to play this game.
That's Pleasure P over there.
This what we doing. This what we doing. Ain't it Wednesday, goddammit? I love my wife.
Wild Out Wednesday.
Hey, listen, you know what I do on the podcast? I love my wife.
Listen,
You won't do this to me.
listen.
I don't
I
even
fuck
do
everything
negative
with
people
my
like
wife.
that when it
Right,
comes
you
everything.
know, Wayne got
I love
pocket
my
porn
wife.
on dial-up, boy.
Oh, you know what though? Here's the thing. I'll say this. I'm brave.
You just been married long as fuck. That ain't brave. She just.
I
used
would
to
have
it
to
in your
say-
ass.
Wait a minute, hold on, man. What is you doing?
The fuck are you
Is he enjoying
doing?
himself? Don't
So-
incriminate.
So look, man. I don't believe that either one of those are great options.
I do. And
I need a third option.
Yeah. I insert third option.
Right. Fuck me all the time.
Third option,
Communicate.
I'll say it right here.
Time.
Polygamy.
Now don't get me started on this. Now this is one of my favorite subjects.
Oh,
Now-
my
now-
Except for
God.
favorite.
You know, I do feel as though, honestly, I'm not scared of nobody.
Man, I'm polypro.
Monogamy, I don't believe is very natural.
It ain't for everybody. It ain't no animal kingdom. It's not really. It's to this European Christian stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's very natural, and it's actually a very recent thing when it look in human history. You talk about the system of monogamy.
It's very selfish.
This is an old conversation. I ain't mad though.
Oh, it's a fucking ancient conveation and very relevant to this day. You see a lot of people that would rather commit suicide than get a divorce. Damn!
Right.
Hello! Woo!
Right.
Woo!
Right.
Shit!
Hey, love is real.
Anytime you would prefer death over the legal
Break up,
ramifications
bro.
of your divorce in America, my man, I would have to say there's something wrong with this system.
I would like to say I want to fuck if we was fucking. Because she got that golden pouch.
Chill out, chill out, chill out,
She
chill out,
got
chill
a golden
out.
pouch, man.
Now,
chill
here's
out.
the thing.
You know.
As far as reality of this question goes, because there are only two options, I wouldn't want to be a dead man.
Right. Hey, listen. I'm not sure if I can.
I
put
don't
people
like
on this
suffering,
diet.
man.
Right.
Suffering sounds like a terrible
cruel.
way to live.
That's
bro.
cruel. That's cruel
I
intentions.
gotta
To make someone
be.
suffer, that's a very cruel.
I gotta
thing
be
to
a
do.
divorced man.
That's an option 3.
That's the option 3.
See, that's what I'm saying. No. Actually, that's actually the dead man one. Remember he said.
That's part of the. But no,
He
no,
said
no,
the
no,
marriage
no,
is
no.
over.
No. Because here's the thing.
He didn't say the marriage is over.
Here's the thing. Because it depends on how you are as that man. Like, because you could be that dead man that your marriage ended because you got caught, or you could be that person that say, "Hey, I'm gone because I don't want to have to be that person to be known as the cheater." And that, because here's the reality of it. Here's the reality
Go
of it.
ahead, because I got a third option.
You can have all the
Another
issues that it is that you want to have in a marriage. You got let's say, hypothetically speaking, a man is going through it, or a woman, you going through it, and you got all of these things to say about your spouse. The moment that either one of y'all step outside of that marriage, every single thing that it is that occurred, legitimate or not, it's not going to make no goddamn difference. It's going to be all about who it was that stepped out. It's going to be like, man, we got divorced. It'll be like, man, was she or he did this. Don't matter. You cheated. Don't matter. You cheated. So with that being said, like me personally, nah. If things get that bad, I'm not about to sit up there and fuck up my reputation or my image. I've done that before. I'm gone.
Okay.
That's me. That's my third option.
I got another option for a third option.
Mm.
You could just do like my wife suggested earlier today, just to TMI.
Wait, hold on.
Shit.
Your wife said
Yeah,
this?
she said you could just take
Because
it.
I call her down here.
No.
You said you could
do
just
it.
what?
She said you could just take it.
Shirley!
What?
Oh, shit. I didn't know she was that close.
Cause she at the top of the
Listen, Shirley,
Listening already.
can you come down here and join the show for a quick second, please?
I don't think she wants to, but
I mean, I just need so
Wayne acting up now.
so wait
right.
with
I
this,
didn't call your wife to the show, but go ahead. we gonna get you on. We gonna get you next week.
I asked
Go
your,
ahead.
wait a minute, I asked your permission first. I ain't giving you my permission.
He done went and got in, called her down.
So
said, "Let
we
this
need
up,
this.
bitch."
We need to know.
This is no longer a
We need to know if this is
haters.
valid.
No longer a
As
segment.
far as this option, so one of the options is if the spouse is not giving it up, then the other spouse can just take it. Is that an option?
That's an option.
And
That's enough for your question.
Wait. And this is 100%. I mean, I understand y'all married, but this consensual. Right?
See, this is what I said. I said
because y'all can still say no.
I said there are laws against that.
Yeah, like you take it, but then
Shirley ain't on the mic. You don't have to ask her no more questions. I
Listen.
said there's a laws against this, and I said I'm not finna me too you. You gotta me too me.
Yeah.
He said that to me.
me three. He said that to
He
you.
said that to me.
These are real conversations. This was a real text
Hey,
conversation that we had earlier
Listen,
today.
hey, I had to fact check your ass.
I don't be on the mic just bullshit.
I gotta
This
get a
is my
car
life.
Because then your wife's the president. I had to fact check your
This is
shit.
my life. I don't be bullshit.
I hear
Step
you.
away from this conversation.
But don't bring my wife up.
We're gonna bring her to the podcast now. Now you done crossed over the line, my brother.
Imagine this.
She's getting an invite on Instagram.
Right, imagine this. If you ask every person, or every male, that before they got married, would they still get married?
Why you introducing new questions and concepts?
I mean, that's a new option. How about option number one be that option? You want to
You know
be
what?
this, you want to be without it, or you want to live your life knowing that you may have pussy sometime or not get it at
That's a
all?
real question.
You know what, man? Let me say this, man. I think that when it really comes down to it, it's about how you communicate with your spouse and be able to overcome the obstacle. Because based on, if you really think about,
That shouldn't be no damn obstacle.
wait a minute,
No,
it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But think about the reality. How often does that conversation come up in marriages? You ain't got to be married. Relationships. Everybody goes through it because women go through things, and it just happens. So here's my thing: you can say you don't get married, but unless you decide that you're gonna just go ahead and be like, "Hey, man, you know what? I'm gonna have a situation like he said, polygamy," or if you just gonna be like, "Man, fuck it, I'm pimping," or whatever the case. There's no, in my personal opinion, I don't feel like there's no way around it except for being able to communicate with your spouse to be able to find a way to overcome that.
You make that commitment to stay with each other for life. That's one sex all the time.
If you don't get married, you can marry whoever you want. You're going through that problem at some point.
You gotta get freaky. You gotta do shit. Now, ain't no way in fuck if I married somebody and they in my bed for the whole month and I only had sex twice. That's bullshit. You don't talk about.
Have you been through it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my
But did you give up the woman due to it?
Oh no, see.
She gave him up.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's on God now. That's on God now. He takes
My bad. I didn't mean to be accurate.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm
It's
sorry.
fine. I'm 5 years removed from that. You know, I dealt with my issues.
Wait a minute, so she was giving it up twice a
He
month
said, "I had to."
and she got rid of your ass?
No. We used to have.
You done gave her the lazy doodle, huh?
We used to get busy. You know what I'm talking about? And then it just
After
came
work
right.
noodle,
Right.
too.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. It was just like oodles and noodles.
You know, he worked late. He get up at 3 a.m.
Right. But and that's before I got to the bar shit though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
wow.
I was divorcing. We was going through our shit as I started the bar up. So this is I was working at a third shift plant 3 days a
Oh,
week
shit,
at the time.
he was at the gas station with them ginseng.
Right, but see, while she's at work, I'm over. It was kind of crazy. We went from having a lot to nothing overnight. I think it happened after the long story.
See,
short.
but when they talk
it
about
happened.
marriage,
It
and remember how
happened.
they talk, you know how they talk about marriage and talking about things you got to work on.
Yeah.
You would never think that that's something that you got to work
right,
on.
because you're not gonna give me no coochie coupons, baby.
I mean, but think about the leading cause for divorce.
Marriage and
Oh no, finances actually.
Finance.
money.
It's money,
Finance
and
and
then I
fucking.
think
Finance and fucking.
Yeah.
The double F, man. It fucks you over every
Yeah,
time.
either you not fucking me or you fucking somebody
Right,
else.
or
Either
you
way,
ain't
it's
got
a
the
problem.
money, or he got the money, or she got the money, you ain't got the money. However, the fact is, what happened to me personally was a lack of attention and communication.
It's so many moving parts in a marriage. It's crazy.
It is, but you gotta learn how to. Listen, marriage is a real big fucking deal.
Yeah.
It's all about what you.
It's a
make
business
of it.
agreement.
You know what I'm saying? Right. It's more than that.
Which is why
It's more than that. Shit,
When you
it's a
asked
life
if I would do it
commitment to
again,
God.
I definitely would do. I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
no, it's a rap
Say
for
that
the
again?
kid.
I wouldn't get married.
It's a rap for me.
You wouldn't do it again?
I get married.
You mean like would I
60.
do it over? Like if I had to go back and do it again, would I do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If
Yeah.
I could do that, like if this
yeah,
ended.
yeah.
and
Oh
like-
yeah, no.
no.
Hey shit.
And not with nobody else. I'm not getting married to
This is
nobody
my
else.
second marriage, and luckily
We
I
not
love
do
this
that.
woman. Like, luckily I love this woman. Fuck
Every
you,
week,
God
every week,
damn.
you gotta do a wife
The
plug,
Quest
a wife
Wednesday
shout out.
plug. I fucking love that.
But
woman
that's new
so-
marriage
so
shit,
she
right?
was-
That's new marriage shit.
Hey,
This time next
motherfucker,
year,
motherfucker,
he
I'm
won't
for it.
mention Rach in the goddamn speech.
You know what,
Wait a minute, did you just say my wife's name on the air?
No,
He did.
I said Rach.
But your wife is not anonymous though, right?
No, my
But
wife.
she's selling houses in these streets.
Right.
I can say my wife's
She
name.
out here
Ain't nobody else say
she
her
out here
name.
selling product in these streets. You got her changing
We
lives.
need the goddamn money.
Oh my God.
And tell her, actually, you can put my shit up in the end of the
Oh,
summer.
man.
She can put my shit on the fucking market for me.
Hey,
On everything.
shit.
I want to get the fuck up out of our house.
All right, man.
Yeah, that
So
shit.
so I guess before we end the pod, did you find the excerpt that we're gonna end with?
Yeah. I
So
got it.
before we end the pod, I guess on this topic of conversation, which is sex and marriage, what would you prefer to be, a suffering man or a dead man? Most of us up here have chosen to be
None of the above.
deceased.
No. At
Option C, none of the above.
Yeah, we've inserted a few other options that we would
Right.
prefer over.
If
to-
those were my only two choices or whatever, man. Right now,
I'll take something.
I'm gonna take
Yeah,
something.
I mean,
I'm,
we would all
at
take
the end of the
something.
day,
Yeah.
some pussies
We're
better than
joking.
none. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
We got to reel this in and be
Right, let's
real.
bring this
We
back
all
to
be
reality.
suffering,
Yeah,
man.
ha ha ha, hardy,
Yeah,
har,
right,
har.
hardy, har, har,
We all
har.
want to suffer.
Right.
So
Right,
life
before
is
we have
about
nothing.
suffering. Jesus suffered.